We've left the deep south and the high banks of Dega and headed out west to the sound of ringing slots and the sound of thundering trucks in the desert. Round 4 of the FEG PC iRacing Flea Market Winter Truck Series is on the way, and you'll see it all live here on the Global SimRacing channel. Hello everyone, I'm Sean Ambrose, and with me in the booth tonight is a guy we call Chris Phoebe. Now, behind the scenes is our director, the amazing and incredible Amjad Yaman, and he's using cameras provided by the one, the only, the very mysterious Douglas Beard. Now, Chris, Las Vegas certainly isn't one of the oldest tracks on the NASCAR circuit, but it is starting to develop a bit of a reputation with drivers and with fans. I hear it's a little bit of fun there in the infield and the outfield area of the track. Why don't you tell us a little bit more about it?
Of course, located just near the Nellis Air Force Base. They broke ground in the mid-90s on what is now Las Vegas Motor Speedway. A couple redesigns since then, but it's still a 1.5-mile tri-oval, 20-degree banking in the turns, multiple grooves of racing, and racing under the lights here in the desert is going to make for a very fun evening for us here.
Yes, it is. And, well, with 3 rounds in the books, we've got some standings to look at. It's been an exciting season so far. Like I said in the open here, we were in Talladega last week. And, well, as usual, Talladega will claim its victims. And one of them wasn't Kenneth McCulloch, because he's come up 5 spots to find himself now in the lead of points. But don't look back too far, because Matt Lee is still hanging out, only 2 points behind. The race for third is where it's at. John Jacobs, Matt Quick, Andrew Melvin round out your top 5 in points here in the Winter Truck Series. And Chris, why don't we go ahead and take a look at the race details for this evening's event?
Yeah, this is going to be a fun one. As we mentioned, it's round 4 of 11 on the series. We're going to go 100 laps here in Las Vegas. It's a fixed setup series with no fast repairs, and these drivers are allowed 2 green-white checker attempts. So it could make for a very interesting fuel mileage play there at the end.
Yeah, and it did get interesting last week. We had the green and white checker in play at Talladega. Fortunately, the caution laps don't take quite as long here at this 1.5 mile speedway. And let's talk about that with qualifying underway here. Just getting ready to start, actually practice, wrap it up. Why don't we talk a little bit about our sponsor, and that's FEG PC. They've been building gaming PCs for a little bit here, and they've built over 1,300 units for iRacers specifically. Their customers include peak pro drivers Malik, Nicholas Shelton, as well as Pro Driver Coach Enzo Mucci, YouTube top Oval Personality Jason Jacoby, some iRacing staff, and a host of other real racing drivers. FEG PCs start as low as $595 and all come with iRacing pre-installed, as well as major third-party apps to make it as plug-and-play as possible. In addition, FEG PC has agreements with most of the top sim equipment companies in the business and can be your one-stop shop for racing cockpits, wheels, pedals, shifters, and much more. You just order, sit at home, and it arrives. All FEG PCs come with a 3-year back-to-front warranty and free tech support via remote service. FEG PC is a family-owned and operated business and has 10 years of sim racing experience. You can find them at fegpc.net. Now, let's also talk about the iRacing Flea Market on Facebook. In fact, immediately following this broadcast over on that Facebook page, we're going to give away some money. Not us specifically, but Jeff over at FEG PC will be giving away people in this race money there, and you'll want to get over there. Now, the iRacing Flea Market is a Facebook page with over 12,000 members, a lot of them watching right now, buying and selling used and new sim racing products. The link is in this YouTube description. Folks, everything you need to know about FEG PC and the iRacing Flea Market can be found in the YouTube description of this broadcast. And, qualifying is underway. Aaron Smith is already rocketed to the pole. Listen, folks, fans of GSRC, we do have a merchandise store. That link is in the description. But guess what? On December 21st, Chris, we're giving away free merch. 2 lucky YouTube subscribers are going to get their choice of something from our merchandise store. So Look out for that. December 21st, we'll draw 2 names from our YouTube subs, and you'll get a pick of something from that store. 3 minutes left, Chris. Aaron Smith's already parked it. Done it with a 31.3. That's 0.3 faster than anybody else here at this point.
Yeah, that's a very impressive lap. We're seeing a lot of guys right on the ragged edge here trying to eke out as much speed as they can. A couple guys not having too much luck so far, taking some trips into the wall. But nonetheless, these guys are giving it their all, trying to lock in a good time.
Got to tell you, the truck's set up pretty fast here tonight. Also a little loose, it looks like. But truth is, they're just only a couple of seconds off the cup times. I think the cup cars are generally about, they run about 28, low 28s, if I remember correctly here. So this truck, awful fast. The Ford, or I'm sorry, the Toyota and the Chevrolet. Hopefully Ford hashtag soon. We don't know, but
we don't need them.
Well, right. Who needs that truck, right? They don't sell a lot of those anyway, do they? Tyler Pluff just going to the top 5 in qualifying. Jeffrey Radicke improved his time. He came up to 8th. It was actually his first lap. Clint Cox coming around. They left the track kind of neutral tonight, Chris. It's 70 degrees outside, 70 degrees on track.
Yeah, it's a pretty even temperature. I mean, it should make for pretty good racing, so can't complain there. It's probably pretty dry out there in the desert as well.
Well, they say there's a little bit of humidity. I don't believe it. On board with Clint Cox as he comes around, comes out of turn 4. Let's see if this is going to be a better lap for him. Cox going to come in with a 31.6. That won't get him to pole, but I'll certainly get him up to 3rd. Great lap for Clint.
Yeah, Aaron Smith just put in a banger of a lap. It's going to be pretty hard to touch that. But definitely some guys are giving it their all.
Tim, no. I talked about those prizes they'll be giving away at the iRacing Flea Market. You know, the race winner is going to get $75, but one random driver that's completed at least 80 laps, or 80% of the laps in this race, there's 100 of them tonight, is going to win $100. So, and the champion of this series this season has a choice of Huskenfeld sprint pedals or $500 cash. Now, they got to be top 4 in points eligible in the final race of the season. But yeah, there's definitely lots of stuff to be given away. And again, immediately following the broadcast over at the iRacing Flea Market Facebook page, they'll be giving away $100 to one of the drivers in this field that's completed at least 80% of the laps. Qualifying coming to a close. It's going to be Aaron Smith. He's got it. Chris, I think we can go ahead and roll on here with the starting grid. That front row, it's going to be Aaron Smith, Braden Johnson, and a number 36. Row 2, Clint Cox and Troy Cook will start 4th. Row 3, in the trucks, Andrew Melvin and Tyler Pluff in the number 39. Row 4, Jared Hicks will start 7th, and Jim Ott is starting 8th tonight. Row 5, going to be Jeffrey Radke and Robert Vormwald, 10th in the number 10.
Just missing out on the top 10 was Kevin Sargent in the 09, followed by Tim No in the 00. Jade Bell will start lucky number 13, followed by Davey Hendricks in 14th. Gregory Brandenburg and Julia McLean make up the next row, followed by Matthew Lee and Matt Quick, a great name for a race car driver, starting 18th. Tobias Eckenberg in the 51 truck starting 19th, and then James Simmons rounding out your top 20.
Just noticing we got a very deep field here tonight. 42 drivers registered. 21st going to be Mark Wilson. In row 11 with Josh Bonwell. Row 12 going to be Jason Ayerson and Jason Jacoby in a number 8. The familiar number 88 for Jacoby. Row 13, Raymond Rittenauer and John Jenkins. Row 14, David Santini, Jim Westerfeld. And row 15 going to be Ricky Howell, Travis Ruck.
And then we're going to see Dylan Altum in 30th with Brad Bothwell in 31st. Jose Medina and Peyton Howell will be next up. Then Chad Ross, Kenneth McCullough will continue the next row. Jeffrey Smith and Joshua Caldell. Then Ray Jackson, William Rucker, Steve McGaffey. and that's going to complete your field.
All right. So 42 registered. We're still waiting for everybody to get on the track here, get to their trucks. Matt Quick, one of them, still not in his truck. Obviously getting there slowly. Chris, as we get ready to start this race. But the pace car will take him around here just one time. Let's get ready to rock and roll. Careful not to spin your tires and destroy your truck here from this cold start on the track. Well, Chris, welcome aboard. Welcome to Las Vegas. We got a few trucks to talk about tonight. Only 100 laps to get it done with. Pretty
That's
good
right.
strength of field. I'm looking at it just north of 2,300 on strength of field. 42 drivers. That's not bad for pretty much show up and race type series that we've got here. They are giving away. This is a money race, folks. Winner's gonna get $75, and then someone else is gonna win $100 tonight. So let's get ready to go here in Vegas. I've put my cards away. The dice have been stashed. All my blackjack charts have been appropriately put away.
But it's Las Vegas, Sean, so there's still slots on every corner.
Yes, that's true. I've put my horse racing sheet under the desk because it's time to get ready to go here. The Ford Mustang pace car gets ready to peel off the track here in Vegas. And we get ready to bring it to you here. The FEG PC iRacing Flea Market Winter Truck Series is underway. We're mean green and underway into into turn one. I'll get this right. Aaron Smith with a big jump, being chased by Braden Smith. Those two leave the field behind him. Clint Cox, Troy Cook battle down there for themselves. Melvin, Iggs, Pluff, all in their own little battle. Things start to spread out already into turn three.
Sean, I'm just impressed you made it through the series name and the start into turn one on one breath.
On one breath. I did do that, didn't I? It was in the round one, not turn one. But across the start-finish line, Aaron Smith takes Braden Smith with him. They go all the way down to the apron. Into turn one. Smith going to keep it glued down there on the white line. Johnson going to get a little bit off that rear bumper into the middle. Much like Texas Motor Speedway, you've got to watch that run off of two. The wall comes up quick. Down the back stretch into three.
Battle shaping up for the third spot right now as Clinton Cox is going on the defense right now, Sean.
Yeah, he is. And Ix brings the truck down to the bottom. Ix picking up 4 spots really quick. Gets across the line ahead in third. Ix becoming a familiar driver in that number one. We're getting used to seeing the Pennsylvania driver. He was a little loose there off, and it's given Clint Cox a bit of a look here going into three.
Yeah, Clint moving up about a half groove there through the corners. Las Vegas Motor Speedway, great for multi-groove racing. There's a lot of room to race out here.
Yeah, and a lot of drivers doing exactly that here throughout the field. Early on, we got 4 laps going here, and they've really spread out nose to tail. 42 strong got started. 41. Jason Jacoby did not make the race. Hate to see that. Jacoby's a fast one. Not sure what happened there. Smith taking Braden Johnson along for a ride. I think Johnson's doing exactly what he wants here. Probably trying to save a little bit of fuel. Just take it easy here. Obviously doesn't want to get the motor hot. He's stepping out. Watch that connection on Aaron Smith. Tyler Pluff back in 7th, having a battle with Jim Ott. They did that down the backstretch. It looks like Pluff's going to get the better of that battle.
Yeah, but it looks like Ott might be going for that crossover there, Sean.
He's thinking
and
about
of course,
it,
as I mentioned it, he definitely aborted that move as soon as I mentioned it. But you do have Matthew Lee creeping into the picture now. He's going to go to work on Ott.
He certainly is. Takes it down there to the bottom and is able to actually get that done on the bottom. So Ott losing another position, about to lose another one. Here comes Dave Hendricks. So Ott, all of a sudden, the odd man out, the 7 rolling back through the field.
Yeah, Davey Hendricks looking real strong. I think we're starting to see some of the guys that maybe were more set up for a, maybe are a little more suited for a long run type of car instead of a quick lap truck, I should say. These guys are getting in racing shape right now.
You know, I don't know what I quite expected. I maybe didn't quite expect this start, to be honest with you. We've got to go up here, look at the, I know we're back in the pack here, but the top 3 right now, the battle for second is real. Ix and Johnson are trading paint. They were for just a second. It looks like Johnson's going to hold on to that for right now, but already coming up on some traffic. Who is that they're getting by there? That's the...
That's Julia McLean in the 20.
Is that Julia McLean? I wonder if Julia had trouble or... Yeah, no, Julia started from the grid, so obviously not off to a great start, but battle for the lead. They're trying to go 3 wide down the back stretch. Ix is really pushing the issue going into 3.
We were almost 3 wide there for a second, Sean, for the lead.
Yeah. Yeah, and this is... How many laps we got left to go? 90 at the line. So, yeah, 3 wide, down the backstretch, 90 laps left to go.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, you got to pace yourself. You don't want to put it out there too early.
Oh, no. We got a truck off a 2 in the backstretch. I saw it flying down towards the wall. They're coming up on it. It's the 72. Here come the leaders by the 72 now. James Simmons, all I saw was red, and it streaking across the screen, Chris, and the yellow's out. All right, let's watch what happened to Summers. There it is off the 2. You see him lose it. That was the part I saw. I just saw the red flash across the screen. He saves it. And now we're on Bell. This is what brings out the caution here. Jay Bell. Not sure what happened with Jade there, but it looked like the 18 got really loose into Jade Bell, and Jade all over the track there, collects another truck. Yeah, this is back here with John Jenkins, and Jenkins is going to hit Bell. And
yeah, that's that does tend to happen when cars come back into traffic after wrecking like that.
Yeah, and we'll look at it from above one more time here, but it's the 18 that makes the contact with Bell. The Bell gets up in the wall, hits the apron. Truck comes back across, and really nowhere for the 40 to go there. But an unfortunate set of circumstances that brings that our first caution, 11 laps in. And I think that's going to open a pit lane for everybody. Why not?
You say that's a pretty safe bet.
Yeah. Why not? Everybody come on in. Now, we've already got some trucks that have been lapped, so they'll have to stay out on track. But everybody else going to bring their Chevrolets, their Toyotas down to pit road for service. Take 4, take fuel. You've got a long way to go. And Chris, there was really no change in the weather from qualifying and practice to the race session. We're still at about 70 degrees here, partly cloudy under nighttime skies in Las Vegas. About 71 degrees on track. A little bit of humidity out. It's going on close to 11 o'clock in the, or I'm sorry. I can't tell time anymore. It's about 8:43 in the evening here. A really slow stop for Jared Ix.
That's going to be tough for him. He was right up in the thick of things here early on.
Wonder if he missed the gate there or something, but he lost a couple spots there on pit road. He'll cycle back into sixth.
You know, Sean, I was just noticing on screen there, this track is sponsored by the Yellow Pages, which up until now I didn't realize was still a thing.
You make a valid point. I can't recall the last time I had one delivered to my doorstep. Can you?
Actually, I do remember one being delivered because it sat on my front porch until it literally dissolved.
Okay. So we obviously do the same things with our. Yeah, we had a. I don't know. We had a pile about 10 years of phone books on our front step at one point. So.
Yeah, actually, my grandfather used to sell advertising in the Yellow Pages, which at one point in time was a valuable and profitable career choice.
Okay, I'm going to take it one deeper. So our good friend Soup, Bill Soupzon, GSRC commentator, his wife actually, if I remember correctly, she was a Yellow Pages graphic arts designer. So there you go. She was responsible for placing all the ads in the Yellow Pages.
You know, when you said this was getting deeper, I really thought you were going to say that Soup's wife was a phone book. So I'm glad that was not the case.
Yeah, not the case. Absolutely not the case. All right. Well, we've taken up a couple laps here under yellow. Everybody's come in. They've got tires. They've got fuel. We documented that Ix lost a little bit of time in the pits. You know what, folks? It's not going to be that much. He's still going to be starting up front here with Aaron Smith, Clint Cox, Braden Johnson, Matthew Lee, the big mover in this group up here. He's in sixth right now. Dylan Altum will restart in 11th. He started this race in 30th. So few drivers making their way up through the field here early. And it is early. We still have 85 laps to go when we take the green flag. The lights are out on the pace car. And Aaron Smith, Clint Cox will compose your front row as we get restarted here in Las Vegas. Don't forget, folks, you're going to want to tune in over on Facebook after this broadcast is over. Go to the iRacing Flea Market Facebook page. That's where one random driver from this race that's completed 80% of the laps tonight will win $100. So excited to find out who that's going to be.
Facebook, that's the one with the faces, right?
No, that's book. That's yes, right. Can't forget Bookface. It's a very popular app.
Yeah. Are they doing anything on MySpace with the iRacing Flea Market?
I'll be having a drawing on my MySpace page.
Am I in your top? Am I in your top 8, Sean?
You're in my top 3. And
I'll take it.
Ford Mustang pace car is going left. We're going live, waiting for the green flag. And we're mean green and back underway here in Las Vegas. And this time it's Aaron Smith with the start back into turn 1. Feel very orderly this time on the restart. Drop it to the bottom real quickly. There is Jared Ix. He's going to get in line right behind Braden Johnson. 81 slips to the top side. Ix comes down below and moves into second.
Yeah, Ix had a whale of a restart. He started right behind Clint Cox in the 3, was shoving Cox down the straightaway, and then when he realized Cox wasn't going to go, he just abandoned ship and then managed to pass another truck and is now in second.
Troy Cook, big trouble for Cook, and Cook makes contact with the 56. Him and Bonwell get together on the start-finish line. Cook started having trouble coming out of 4. This does not bring out a caution. Cook's trouble started all the way back, I believe, in turn 3. Got loose coming out of 4 and then got into it with the 56. And there's Bonwell coming around. You see the 21. He's going in the other direction. Both trucks avoid bringing out the caution. Both get back out on track. Bonwell's dropped all the way to 37. Jim Westerfield has had a problem now. Something happened to Westerfield. He lost it. Bunch of trucks getting by him.
And if that wasn't enough, Sean, we just had a pass for the lead.
Yeah, all this excitement back in the field. Jarrett Hicks has taken the lead of this race. Went and stole it from Aaron Smith. So much for the slow pit stop affecting Jarrett Hicks. Looks like it's affected him not at all. Smith got right back on the line, though. Hasn't lost any more time to it. But these top three have kind of run away from Clint Cox a bit, dropped him about a second and a half back. That's what you have right now is the rest of the field basically all slotted behind the top three. A little bit of movement in the middle of the field right now. 12th place is under fire. Santini just got by McCullough. Behind them, Eli Warren, Tim No, Kevin Sargent, Brad Bothwell. All in a big fight there, coming off of turn 4. Side draft, maybe not your friend here. These trucks will get wicked across the front stripe here, Chris.
Yeah, these trucks have already looked pretty loose just by themselves. When you add that side draft into it, it's like basically racing on ice.
I would definitely say, based on the weather conditions, the track has got some grip. But you know, when anytime you have a new build and setups change, and we're dealing with a fixed setup tonight, it could definitely be a little off-putting for the drivers. They've probably not had a lot of time to work on this combination since the new build, and unless they've been specifically preparing for it. But a driver struggling out there right now is Eli Warren. You see in that battle for 14th, he had a very scary moment and backed it way off, and Eli has now dropped all the way to 18th. Dylan Altum just had a problem. He just lost a bunch of spots. Now Altum's got to worry about this next group of trucks coming up on him here now. Sargent and Bothwell. And you know, we haven't been into this run very, very long, Chris, but we've got several drivers that are really having trouble here all of a sudden.
Yeah, I think these mile-and-a-half tracks get a bad reputation for how tricky they can be. You know, they call them cookie-cutter tracks, but really, these aren't the easiest tracks to drive when you get down to the nuts and bolts of it.
Watching this battle here with Altum. He's going to get by Radke. Radke's backing up right now. He's just getting out of the way. Radke got up into that top group. He's just continuing to fall backwards, about to be passed by Bothwell. Radke's dropped 6 spots already. Really in trouble back there.
Yeah, it's interesting, especially with a fixed setup series that we have here. A lot of these drivers are really having a lot of trouble that I didn't really anticipate. We're seeing a really strange mix of drivers that are coming up through the field and drivers that are fading. So even though we're all on a fixed setup, it's not necessarily even keel for everybody.
Well, another good green flag run here. We've rattled off about 15 laps now. And what we've seen is some trucks misbehaving, to be honest with you. And that's a bit of a concern. You don't want to burn off your stuff in 15 laps. But what we do have is we've got a few drivers that have broken into the top 10 that started from way back. Matthew Lee started in 17th. He's now up to 5th. And Travis Rucker behind him, really driving with the chip on his shoulder this evening. He started all the way back at 28th. He's found himself in 6th now. Number 83 looks good. He's tracking Lee, too. In fact, much faster, 0.3 of a second faster last trip around. And it looks like Rucker's going to try and do what he's done for most of this race. That is just take down spots, one right after the other.
Now, just imagine what he could have or where he'd be sitting at right now had he got a decent lap in qualifying and started more towards the front of the field.
Yeah, exactly. All it's going to be is another caution flag that's going to bring him to the front, and he is going to pass Matt Lee.
But you know what I noticed, Sean, when you watch him on the inside trying to get by Lee, it looked like he was still fighting that truck a little bit. Like it didn't quite want to turn the way he wanted. Like he was putting a lot of input into the wheel.
Well, looks like he doesn't have any problem now. He's got the clean air in front of him, and he's got about a second and a half of it to get the clink cock. And let's see, go back a little bit further to 12th. Ott just got by. I think, yeah, he did. He got by Altum. No's gotten by Altum, so they've dropped him. Altum's back there in a little bit of trouble now. He's got Tyler Pluff now catching up on him, and Kevin Sargent. And a caution's just come out. Oh, and it's Ricky Howell. Ricky Howell, number 18, has got trouble. Ricky was involved in that first incident we had. Here it is on the replay. And Ricky's going to get that truck up in the wall. And he does collect several trucks along the way.
He was riding the wall on his way into the turn before he was even really near anybody.
I think we're going to see here on the replay. Gets down towards the apron here. Catches too much apron. And it's going to send the truck up. Now maybe that wasn't it right there. Yeah, no, maybe he was continuing to fight the wheel there, but boy, it hooked right on him into the wall. And when it did, it finally came off the wall. It just spun in the middle of the track. And yeah, it was a bit of a game of roulette there. Who was going to wind up to him first?
Oh, I get it, because we're in Las Vegas.
Yeah, on board with Robert Vormwald there, the New Yorker. Wrong place at the wrong time.
So I've been looking at some of these cool paint schemes these drivers have, and Dylan Altum we talked about a little bit. He has a unicorn on the tonneau cover on his truck that's doing a dab.
Oh, okay.
I think that's what it's called, like where the kids put their face in the crook of their elbow. That's a dab, right?
I believe so, Chris. Certainly, I would be the authority on that. I would know that. Yes. So
we have some people taking 2 tires, I'm hearing.
We do. We've got some drivers maybe rolling the dice on a little bit of strategy with 2 tires here. They've had 30 laps here to kind of figure things out, see how the trucks are handling. You know, going back, I'm looking at some of the times. Looking like just about everybody went for 4 here. I don't know. Maybe Ray Jackson back there took 2. See, he had a very, very short stop, but it looks like at least everybody up front all went for 4 in fuel.
Old sneaky Ray trying to get in there with the 2 tires.
Yeah, trying to. Boy, Travis Rucker, though, that's really one of the stories of the race right now. The Mid-South driver comes out of the pits, picks up a couple more spots, comes out in 3rd.
Yeah, he has been absolutely on a rail tonight, just marching his way up through the field.
Well, the Pulse Racing driver here in his Toyota truck is making a name for himself here tonight. Go a little bit further back. You got Santini. He's come up pretty far. Ken McCullough has come up from 34th. Brad Bothwell sits at 11th right now. So we got some drivers working hard. Who's had hard luck? Well, Jeffrey Radke. We're still not sure what happened with Radke, but he's definitely off pace. Robert Vormwald, not a lot of luck for him here either this evening. Julian McLean.
Yeah, it's really amazing when you consider once again that it's a fixed setup type race, but you have somebody like Altum there that started more towards the front of the field and unfortunately just isn't having much luck. You know, bang energy on the quarter of his truck, and it looks like he might have banged into something as well as the little bit of crinkling on the rear of that truck. But he's another one of those drivers that's kind of struggled to keep his pace up.
There, of course, Chris is your dabbing unicorn. So.
2019 was wild.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. This is quickly becoming one of my favorite paint schemes of all time. So, yeah. Believe we started 2019 with dabbing. Did we not? Was it one of Richard Childress's drivers? I believe his grandson or his nephew in victory lane there.
I think that might have been a couple years ago, but
was
I mean
that a
they all
couple
kind of
years
run
ago?
together.
Okay, all right. All right. Well, here we go. Lights are out. It's probably time to get back to racing. You know, we're only good for these cautions maybe once every 15 to 20 laps. So when our material runs out, but Jared X is going to restart this time up on the front row with Aaron Smith. Smith on the previous starts has been wonderful, but he hasn't to do it on the same row with Jared X. So we'll see. X probably not going to waste any time trying to go for the lead. Chris, you favor the outside line on this track on a restart?
I just favor Jared X. That last restart, he was a monster marching his way up, pushing another truck, and then he got tired of doing that, so he just decided to pass two trucks and then was battling for the lead. Jared X is going to be one to watch on this one. And Travis Rucker, the guy that started at the back, he's right up there. I'm really excited to see what he can do. And basically, I would want to be anybody in the world except Aaron Smith right now.
All right, well, here we go. The pace car has peeled off. Aaron Smith takes him very slowly and now jumps on the hammer. Back to green flag racing here in Las Vegas. X trying to get that top line moving, getting moving quickly. And it is Aaron Smith with a great start. Oh, and it's Rucker with big trouble off of turn 2. But up front, it's going to be Aaron Smith continuing to battle X side by side. Aaron had a little bit of a bobble there down in the bottom of 3. Oh, we got a big one out of 4. Big junk out of turn 4. Big junk. Chris, any idea who started that one?
Well, I can tell you that there's like a parking lot just outside of turn 4 and apparently plenty of used truck parts that are going to be up for sale shortly.
Yeah, that was just chaos back there, and looked like it started somewhere in the middle of the field. And there were drivers literally all the way in the end of the field that managed to get collected, that everybody was still so bunched up, so close together on board with Eckenberg. And Eckenberg nowhere to go. Just a hard shunt right there for him.
Yeah, I'm counting north of 10 drivers that were involved in that one.
Incredible. Like I said, that nobody had really had any time to space out there. And there is a bunch of trucks in the pits. Jason Ayerson, Dylan Altum, Matt Quick, Peyton Howell, Ray Jackson, Ray Rittenauer got caught up in that. I think you got Bonwell, Chad Ross, Eckenberg, of course, James Simmons. Wow.
Yeah, it feels like it'd be easier
Vegas.
Feels like it'd be easier to say who wasn't in that one.
Yeah, who's left, right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Wow. You know what? I'll tell you what. Since we got a quick caution here, and most of our leaders are probably going to stay out just to stay away from all the damaged trucks, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back here on the Global Sim Racing channel with the FEG PC iRacing Flea Market Winter Truck Series. Welcome back, race fans. The FEG PC and iRacing Flea Market Winter Truck Series here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway on the Global Sim Racing channel, folks. The lights are out of the pace car. We're getting ready to go green here again in Vegas. Aaron Smith, Jared Hicks going to get us started. Hicks throwing a little heat down to the tires here real quick as we get ready to go. The pace car is off once again. And we're back to racing. Is Aaron Smith going to take this field green again here in Vegas? The engines start to wind up and get back to full song here down into turn one. And it's going to be Smith with a little bit better start that time. Braden Smith going to get down there in line real quick. Smith, though, moves back up the track, leaves Braden Johnson, picks Ix back up. Ix gives him a shove going down into three.
Yeah, Ix is definitely not afraid to use that front bumper.
Chrome horn received. Ix going to stay up there in the track. Everybody else going to ride down to the apron, and we got another caution. This time it was trouble off of turn 4. Travis Rucker involved in it. I don't know if he started it. McCulloch gets in this as well. Here's the replay. McCulloch was the first one off into the grass, and then, well, it looks like Rucker maybe just spun by himself back there. No, actually that, okay, now that was actually Rucker trying to avoid the spinning truck of McCulloch. Yeah, that's what got him loose. There you go. That broke him loose. Bit of a side swipe. We'll do it on board here real quick, see if we can get a better look at it. There we go. There's Rucker. And there it is. There's the damage, the right front. He gets around. He is going to escape with just that bit of damage, though. Nobody hits him. Very fortunate moment there for Rucker. That could have been a lot worse, Chris.
Yeah, it's never fun when the highlight of your race is, well, it could have been worse. But yeah, you're totally right. It could have been worse. So at least he's able to continue racing on. Looks like not too much damage. So hopefully able to keep her going.
Now, with a quick caution coming out there again, I wonder if the drivers are going to decide to stay out. It's going to come in here. Looks like they're all going to stay out on track.
Yeah, I think we've only had 2 green flag laps since...
on those tires, right?
Since that last tire change. Not even really 2 full green flag laps either.
Yeah, maybe an angry lap and a half is what you're saying, possibly. Well, you know who this does work out for? It actually works out for all the drivers that were involved in that big one in the previous caution, because they've all come back down to pit lane and got to get a chance to get some more service on those trucks. So this, in fact, will help them out. Guys like Rittenauer, Radke, Kenneth McCulloch, Kevin Sargent, Tim Noe, Peyton Howell, William Rucker. In fact, Travis Rucker's back down also.
Yeah, there's a fair amount of damage on some of these trucks, so can't hurt to get some of that dealt with.
All right, the weather conditions remain unchanged. We are approaching the halfway point of this race. Just over 30 seconds per revolution of this track. It doesn't take long to knock them down. Fortunately, the cautions don't take near as long as Talladega, like we talked about earlier on in this race.
Yeah, it turns out shaving a mile off the lap distance can speed it up a little bit.
Yeah, just a bit. Yeah, just a bit. We will get 2 green-white checker attempts if we need them. Now, one of the things, one of the interesting things about the new build that they had brought out and then kind of took away as of today is, well, they were giving us an option to turn the caution laps off and whether or not they counted in a race. And well, it seems like today they did a hot fix, another update today, and they've taken that away, Chris. They still have more testing to do on that, but Say it will be with us soon. It will be
It's
back.
yeah, it's definitely a feature that would work out great on some of the more short track based series, like the CSI Midget series that will be taken on tomorrow night. That's a
Right.
great candidate to have caution laps not count because it's only a 40 lap race, so you get a couple of cautions, and you've given up a quarter of your race right there.
Right.
So
Exactly.
it's definitely
Yeah.
something that's going to be really positive for that type of scenario.
I think 2 weeks ago we had 24. I think there were 24 green for 24 caution laps of the 40 lap event. So, yeah, and in a lot of your dirt series nationwide, that's the way it's done. The caution laps don't count. So, great feature, but will be with us soon. Not currently active. So, the new paints are looking pretty spiffy, but I don't think we've spied any here. At least I haven't seen any chrome or anything outrageous like that. Of course, we've seen Grumpy Cat and we've got a dabbing unicorn in the race, but I haven't seen any chrome. Chris, are you a fan of the chrome?
I like chrome. I'm a short track guy, so anything shiny gets my attention.
Okay, all right, you're easy to please. That's good to know, especially with Christmas on the horizon.
Oh yeah, it's
Imagine
great.
you'd
I'm
be
just
easier to
like,
shop for. So.
yeah, I'm just like, oh, something shiny. You got my attention. I'm also a big fan of free candy.
Free candy. We need to hook you up with the candy man there at the Wars. See if we can't get you some free candy. I'll make a note of that. We'll be talking to the candy man. All right, here we go. Down the Nellis Strait. I'll have to figure that out at some point. There's a story behind that I'm missing. Um, Ford Mustang pace car takes it into turn 3 with the same cast of characters here at the front for a little while now. Aaron Smith, Jared Hicks, Braden Johnson, Matthew Lee, all ready to get us restarted here in Las Vegas. Welcome aboard the Global Sim Racing Channel. If you're just joining us here for the FEG PC iRacing Flea Market Winter Truck Series, here we go. The pace car is off. Aaron Smith has the field again, and we're mean green and back underway here in Las Vegas. Now, Ix gets a great start that time. That's his best restart yet. He gets some momentum on the top side. Might have a chance down the backstretch here to pull it in front of Jared. Or Aaron Smith. It's Jared looking to make the move here. They are neck and neck down the backstretch.
Yeah, it's going to be just about a dead heat as they head into turn number 3 right now. But Ix is on the outside. That momentum could carry him around. Oh, he gets a little bit loose off the corner. Oh, he's hooking into the wall.
Matt Lee with big trouble, and we've got trouble all back here in the top of the field. Braden Johnson had big trouble himself. He's got big damage on his truck. Did this start with Ix, Chris?
Yeah, Ix looks like he was getting loose off of 4, and then as he caught it, he looks like he might have overcorrected and just hooked it into the wall.
It definitely hooked on him. Let's see it again. This truck just gets awfully evil on him. Watch the hands. Oh. Poor Braden Johnson. He had nowhere to go. Destroys his truck. Aaron Smith.
Yeah, Braden Johnson was a passenger.
Braden in this 81 here on board with him. That's just a center shot there to the grill, and Braden going to be really lucky to get that truck back to race shape. Well, it wasn't near as many trucks as it could have been, considering it happened at the very, very front of the field. Obviously, a big loser there is, a driver who had been very, very fast, and Jared Ix, but Braden Johnson, again, just the innocent bystander there gets caught up in that, and that just destroyed his truck. A bunch of trucks come down pit lane again for more service.
Yeah, this was that definitely could have been a lot worse.
Well, the big one that we saw early basically took out the back half of the field. And that started in the middle. This one started up front and fortunately just collected about 3 or 4 trucks. Now we'll approach, get to the halfway point here under this caution. And Aaron Smith is going to have someone new to battle with in Andrew Melvin. And basically your top 10 right now, all on the same fuel tire strategy.
Yeah, and it looks like Melvin, the other end of the spectrum, sponsor-wise, as opposed to Grumpy Cat and the Dabbing Unicorn.
Right. Yes. Would definitely say the opposite of the spectrum in the Hooters truck there. Chris, the owl is a bird of prey. I don't know if you were familiar with that. So.
Oh, we're talking about those ones. Yeah, somewhat familiar with owls.
Yes, they are cute little things, but fear the owl. I'm just gonna remind everybody. This is your public service announcement to fear the owl. It is a bird of prey.
Did you know if you look in the ear of an owl, you can see the back of its eyes?
I do know that, Chris. Actually, I'm a fan of the owl.
Well, that's about all the owl facts I have. But I believe 50-cent wings at Hooters tomorrow, so that's something.
Okay, all right. I hear that's their slogan: free wings tomorrow. You go in and they have free wings tomorrow. So
yeah, just tell them Sean Ambrose sent you.
Well, some of our big movers have dropped a little further back, but it's David Santini right now, one of them that continues to forge on up front here. The old school Ninjas driver finds himself restarting the race in third. Looks like the lights have gone off on the pace car. Okay. Thanks to our director and his crack research. I got to work on my phrasing. So Nellis is of course, it's a very famous Air Force base. You've heard of that, right, Chris?
Nellis, yeah, I mentioned it. Base? I mentioned it when I was doing the track preview.
Yeah, right, you did. And of course, well, the Nellis backstretch, I think there's a relation there.
Yeah, there's definitely a connection.
It's definitely a connection, would you say? Okay. That answers everything for us now. All right, here we go. Getting ready to get restarted here. Aaron Smith, Andrew Melvin. You know what? They're going to restart with exactly 50 laps to go in this 100-lapper tonight from Vegas. The FEG PC iRacing Flea Market Winter Truck Series. They're giving away money, folks, after this race at the iRacing Flea Market Facebook page. Don't miss that. Here we go. Pace car is off. Aaron Smith waiting for the flag. Maybe not waiting. Maybe waiting. He's not waiting anymore. The green flag is out and he's gone. Andrew Melvin does not get going there on the top side. In fact, that's going to back up Clint Cox just a little bit. Cox gets Santini a little slow. Aaron Smith finds the clean air, finds a quick, and it's a gaggle behind him. Melvin, Cox, Santini, and Hendricks.
And how about David Santini? Started 25th. He's running in 4th right now and breathing down the neck of Clint Cox. He's looking at making it 3 wide.
Yeah, and Santini not doing this with a perfect truck. That truck's got some damage on it on the right side. I think got a little bit on the left. Truck getting out of the way there and off the track. Side by side battle though right now between Cox and Melvin. Smith able to really get a nice run and get away from his fellow competitors here and let them just have their own little race back here. And really your top 6 have really scurried away from the rest of the field. Top 7, actually, that'd be Matthew Lee back in 8th, and that's him, Jim Ott, Bothwell, Ray Jackson.
These trucks definitely look like a handful to drive right now, Sean. It looks like nobody's feeling 100% comfortable out there. They're very twitchy.
I'm thinking maybe the tire model. Oh, in contact! Santini gets into the back of Hendricks. Santini gets all the way out of it, lets Hendricks recover. Boy, that was good stuff and a big save.
Yeah, I was sure that was game over for Davey Hendricks.
I'm with you. I thought it was too. It was a really great save there. Santini does a good job of backing all the way out of it. Santini got Troy Cook, though, right on his bumper. He's going to have to be careful here. Santini fast approaching here on Pluff.
Yeah, one thing we haven't really talked about too much, Sean, is these trucks need a lot of momentum around this track. The way the engines are configured, momentum is kind of the name of the game. So for David Santini to back out of the gas like that and let Davey Hendricks gather it up, that cost him in the moment. He lost a couple spots, but it's going to cost him probably for another lap or two as he tries to get that truck back up to full song.
And Cook going to finally pull off this move on Pluff. It took him about a lap to get it done. But Pluff goes down another spot. Troy Cook up to 6th. Yeah, and Smith still holding a 1-second gap on Clint Cox. Again, it was a great restart by Aaron Smith, allowed him to get away from the rest of the field. And it's all about the clean air for him right now. He's able to just drive and continue to drive away. Now it's like 1.2 seconds. There's Melvin on the back of Cox here. The bird of prey looking for lunch here. Is he going to find it in Clint Cox? I don't know.
So are we implying that Clint is a mouse? Is that what we're getting at, or some kind of vole?
Could be.
So then, if Melvin wrecks Cox here, then Cox is going to end up being an owl pellet.
Yeah, I don't want to speculate too much on that. Hey, let's talk about comebacks though, real quick. Remember, Travis Rucker had trouble. Guess what? He's battling back to P10. Rucker has got the truck back under him. He just got by Brad Bothwell. So Rucker back to moving in the right direction with that right front damage on his Toyota.
And that's a truck that's not 100% safe, or not. I shouldn't say not safe, but 100% as far as the aerodynamics go on it. He took that hard hit to the right front fender, and that's going to slow him down a little bit as he marches forward, but doesn't seem to be affecting him too much.
Now let's see how he does here in a dirty air. Jim Ott. Let's go to second, though. Cox, Melvin. And it's Melvin right now getting the edge here on Cox. Melvin just drove him down and got there and did it.
Yeah, Melvin diving inside of Cox there and making the pass happen. He'll now take over command of second spot, but a pretty hefty gap to Aaron Smith up there in P1, who's been, if you'll allow me to make the comment, mellow yellow up front.
I'll give that to you. We just have to saddle him with that nickname since he apparently is desperately seeking a sponsor for that truck. Mellow yellow.
Maybe he just really likes the color yellow.
Possibly. So he gets by some lap traffic here. You look at the lap comparison there between him and Melvin, and it just continues to get better for Aaron Smith. He's still running 31.3s. Now the battle for ninth is still very much indeed going on back here. Ott, Rucker. That I was curious how Rucker's truck would respond when he got to the dirty air. He's been able to pull off the pass on Jim Ott, so he's still moving forward, regardless of that damage.
And how about Brad Bothwell running in 11th right now? Started 31st. Ray Jackson 37th. These drivers marching up through the field. Obviously some help with some cautions there, but nonetheless, he's doing a pretty solid job moving up a bunch of guys marching up through the field.
But they were in the back of the field where at one point we know they had to avoid lots of trouble, obviously, right? We saw the incidents. So the fact that they've climbed this far ahead, it says a lot for what they've been able to do tonight here on track. And Brad Bothwell looking to get a little bit more as he goes by Jim Ott on the bottom out of turn 4. And he's going to take it. Brad Bothwell moves up to P10. And Chris, don't look now, but we've got the type of run that's probably going to result in a green flag pit stop here at some point.
Well, that's going to be a really fun twist with some of these drivers not having the best luck with pit stops today, and other drivers maybe might pick that opportunity to maybe try something here late in the race.
All right, Chris. Well, tell you what, 35 laps to go here at the stripe. P7 has been contested a few times tonight. Matthew Lee right now trying to hold off Tyler Pluff. Or, I'm sorry, he just got by Pluff. I missed that. My bad. Lee got that done coming out of turn 4 at the stripe.
I see Pluff has the Snap-on sponsorship, so it should only be like 30 more payments for Matthew Lee to complete that pass.
You think he passed him the payment book as he was driving by him?
Yeah, but unfortunately, because it's a Snap-on truck, it's also going to be at like 23% interest as well.
Probably right. Probably right. Now, you know, my grandfather had a lot of Snap-on tools in his garage.
And probably willed you the debt to a Snap-on guy, too.
Yeah. Yeah, Santini just getting by Hendricks. That was a battle we were actually kind of falling asleep on a little bit because they had been riding around, and then Santini just decided to pull out and take it from Dave Hendricks.
Well, it's nice to see that move work out for Santini after it went nearly as bad as could possibly be imagined last time.
Yeah, that's true. So we've got David and Davey. I was calling him Dave, but I'm going to stick with Davey. We've got David and Davey.
Dave's not here, man.
Yeah, you stole that one from me. It's one of my favorites.
Goes great with the dabbing unicorn.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know what? We haven't checked in with our dabbing unicorn in a while, so why don't we do that? Here we go. And the grumpy cat. Oh, jeez. It's meme city.
Oh, you know, while we were on break there, I texted a friend of mine to let her know that we had a grumpy cat truck and a dabbing unicorn truck, and immediately she was like, send me the link. So she should be enjoying seeing these two battle.
Well, just like that, there's only about 30 laps to go, 31.
Tell you what, Aaron Smith is just having a nice little evening cruise tonight.
Yeah, he is. Something changed in this driver after that last caution. I think he got tired of messing around, decided he was going to check out on the rest of the field, and that's exactly what he's done. Now he's got to worry a little bit about traffic coming on out of here pretty soon. But a pit stop is still going to factor into this race to get it finished. You're not going to be able to make these 29 laps on what you got left at fuel. It's 40 laps around for Aaron Smith since his last pit stop. You want to scream about tire model? I wonder how it feels right now.
Yeah, this could be the real test of that tire model. Is this first really long green flag run we've had?
Well, I hope we get a chance to talk to a couple of drivers tonight. I really would like some feedback on what these tires felt like 40 laps into the run.
Well, better make sure our director has his finger on the bleep button, so it doesn't. I don't think we'll be having too many friendly reviews of that one.
Troy Cook is getting run down here. The 21, who's been the aggressor most of the night, is in trouble. Matt Lee, Tyler Pluff are banging at the back door.
Yeah, Cookley and Pluff are going to be battling pretty good here quick.
Oh, Clint Cox off the track, down for a pit stop. He's not the only one. Eli Warren comes in behind him. Jim Ott will come in also. Oh, no, we've got... Oh, it's Jackson with trouble on pit lane. No caution, but Jackson is going to miss it bad on the entry. On board the Dirt Vision sponsored truck. And that's not good. That's not how you get in effectively there, Chris.
Yeah, see, that's what happens when you use MapQuest directions to get to pit road.
Right. It started recalculating on him there just before he got off the track. And now we just see a whole host of drivers come in. Aaron Smith, Andrew Melvin, David Santini, Troy Cook, Tyler Pluff, Dave Hendricks. Aaron Smith rolls out. Where's he going to roll out to right now? He's cycling out in about 10th. Let's see, Medina gets by. Everybody in front of him is still going to need to pit. Nobody in front. Oh, and now we get a caution. Ray Jackson losing it out of turn 2.
How the turntables.
That was Jackson coming out of the pit stop. Jackson was just coming out of the pits, coming back up out on the track, and he merges in a bad spot there for the 5. Joshua Caudill just right up into him.
You know, I do appreciate the fact that he was going to send it no matter what.
Yeah, boy. What do you want to give that re-entry there? I'm going to go on a 10 scale. I'm going to go with about a 4.1 on the re-entry. What do you think there, Chris?
Yeah, he did not stick the landing.
Yeah.
But you got to give him points for being dedicated to the cause.
Yeah, but I'm not going to fault the Czechoslovakian judges if they give a really low score here. If you know what I mean, all right? It's just not gonna fault them. Well, all right. So we got a bunch of trucks peeling off. They were in the lead, but they're not going to be anymore. They're going to go ahead and come in to get their service now. Everybody that was out, of course, needs to stay out on track and keep those positions.
Yeah, this is definitely going to mix things up a little bit.
What it will do is it will let Aaron Smith, I believe it's going to let him cycle. It does. It cycles him back to the lead. So everybody in front of Smith will, in fact, be waved around to the back of the field here before we get restarted. We'll do that with probably about 20 laps to go. Hasn't really been a caution fest. It's been a pretty darn good race, to be honest. We had some trouble really early. Took out a lot of trucks. And then we've had a little bit of trouble here late. But, boy, we had a really, really nice green flag run that, well, did turn into green flag pit stops, but then right on the back of that, we get the caution there. Don't think it actually hurt anybody though, Chris. Do you see anybody that might have messed over? I'm not myself, but I want to make sure I didn't miss anybody.
Once everybody gets waved around, I think we'll be in pretty good shape. I mean, Santini and Cox, are being shown a lap down right now, but they should be able to come back around and tag on to the end of the lead lap. I mean, it's still not ideal positioning, but it's a lot better than being trapped a lap down.
I want our viewers at home, though, to see right now the top 13. If we could look at the positions lost and gained, you see where some of these drivers have come from in this field right now. It starts with Matt Lee up 15 spots. Bothwell started 33rd. Rucker started at 30th place or 28th place. McCullough way back. Matt Quick way back. Melvin really the only one up here who is in place. Maybe Jeffrey Radke. Now Radke's had a horrible race. Radke's had all kinds of trouble. And now Radke here at the end finds himself back up in the hunt. So don't give up on, if you're holding Radke's number in the pool, don't toss it away just yet. Now, unfortunately, I got the double lot. That was Tim No, and he's, no longer in the race.
So is it still legal to gamble if it's virtual Las Vegas?
I believe it is, Chris. Yes.
There's got to be a loophole there somewhere.
I'm not a lawyer, but I did sleep in a Holiday Inn Express last night. So
I thought you slept on the side of a mountain somewhere in California.
In fact, I did. You busted me. Woke up to about 1.5 inches of snow this morning. So better than 1.5 feet a week ago. So
good thing you got snowshoes.
Yes. They've proven to be very helpful. Yes. All right, so here we go. Everybody's getting a wave around. The lights are out of the pace car. We are going to restart the race with 20 laps to go.
That was a pretty solid call there on the guesstimate, Sean.
Yeah, huh? That's kind of amazing. To start a new game called Outsmart iRacing. Of course, with it being somewhat unpredictable, that could get fun. It's been real fun for Aaron Smith all night because he got the pole. He's held on to the lead of this race. I can't remember when he hasn't been in the lead except for when he just had to take that green flag pit stop. Matt Lee has come all the way back. Ken McCullough has come all the way back into this race. Brad Bothwell, Travis Rucker is back to the front. Hello, folks. Jeffrey Radke, Matt Quick. Everybody getting ready to go here. The pace car leads him into turn 4. And it will take that left turn as the iRacing Ford pace car always does. Aaron Smith has him with 20 to go. Waiting for the green flag. It's out and we're away. Smith on the loud pedal across the line down into 1. Matt Lee with a decent start on the outside, but he's got to get moving. Bothwell is moving on the bottom. Going to try and slide up into his line. Got to be careful here. They're side by side through the turn.
Bothwell's truck not looking very stable there as he almost drove up into Matthew Lee. He's going to lose a couple bits of ground there, but Matthew Lee going to take over command of the second spot and try to run down mellow yellow Aaron Smith up front there. Smith looks a little
trouble
bit loose off the corner.
Lee, big trouble for Matt Lee, and the yellow is out. And it was Matt Lee brings the yellow out. It's Lee's truck. All right, maybe this was McGaffey. I called it on Lee. Maybe it wasn't. McGaffey, he loses out of 4. So something happened to McGaffey, but it's Matthew Lee that had the big trouble. So either one of them triggered the caution. We're not going to know. There's the 11 losing it down there on the bottom. And now we'll go on board with Lee here real quickly. And just it looked like it tightened up on him, Chris, and he wasn't able to get it back. He gets down to the grass, able to recover it, but obviously going to be out of the mix up front here now.
It's the same thing we've seen from quite a few drivers. It seems like turn 4 is kind of calamity corner. When the track kind of levels off there, it gets a bit tricky for some of these drivers and really upsets the truck.
And you know what? Actually, Lee does retain 4th place, so not all bad for Matt Lee. So he was in 4th place when that caution flag triggered. I'm going to say now it probably wasn't him that triggered it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you're running 4th, it doesn't matter when the caution comes out. If you're on the track or in the grass, 4th is 4th.
Well, that is a big break for Matt Lee. I think maybe he's I'm surprised. I'm sure he's maybe even a little surprised trying to gather up what just happened there. Did we mention Raymond Rittenauer? The Pennsylvania driver started in 41st. We had 41 start tonight, did we not? I think Rittenauer was the last truck to start this race this evening.
I can't believe we haven't mentioned him. He has GSRC all over the back of his truck.
Wow. All right. So Rittenauer there. Well, we've often said that the anytime you put GSRC on your truck or your car or your Formula One race car or your Formula 3, it's worth at least 15 more horsepower. And certainly, if you would like one of those on your street car, you can get a GSRC bumper sticker from our merchandise store. And a link there to our merchandise store is in the description of this broadcast.
And I heard if you buy one of the GSRC caps, it'll make your hair grow 3 times as fast.
I've got plenty. I haven't. Maybe that's why. Maybe it's that old dirty GSRC cap I've been wearing all these years. But seriously, folks, is subscribing to YouTube will ensure that you are eligible for our big drawing on the 21st, where 2 of our YouTube subscribers will, in fact, win free merch. That's right, free merch from our new store, and they too can own a little something from GSRC. Maybe we should do like an REI thing and kind of do like a co-op, and if you buy something from our store, then you become an investor. And just that's a horrible idea. All right, we'll talk about that on Tuesdays.
Yeah, we gotta get to the board meeting first.
Right, gotta get to the board meeting. Lights are out on the pace car here for these trucks, the FEG PC and iRacing Flea Market Winter Truck Series here on the Global Sim Racing channel. We've got 15 to go at the stripe. Sports going on all over the world tonight, but you know, honestly, the only one that really matters is this race going on right now.
You know, there's something to be said that all those other ones are just games.
But they're just game.
This one is a race.
This one matters the most. That's right. You have choices, but you're here with us. You're stuck with us now for 15 more laps. Will Aaron Smith complete what has been, well, a bit of a fabulous evening for him? We'll see here in 15 out of 4. Pace car, turning left. Aaron Smith got the wheel in his hands, waiting for the green flag. 15 to go, and it's out, and he's gone. Nice start for Aaron Smith down there on the bottom. He's done it all night. He does it again side by side for Bothwell and McCullough.
And how about this? Like 8 of the 9 trucks behind Aaron Smith all started outside of the top 15, and looks like 7 of them started outside of the top 20. That's incredible passing we've seen today.
Boy, and I saw one driver in the back there drop like a rock. It was Peyton Howell. We got a truck in the wall. That truck in the wall. I think that's Rittenauer. Rittenauer, the hard right-hand turn down the front stretch. And that's going to bring out, I think, a caution. It's not out yet. And there it is. I think we had the camera on Ray Rittenauer for too long. I think he had a little help. I don't think that was all him. Yeah, that's a hard spot there coming off of turn 4. You got dirty air, bad side draft. Everybody gets together, and it's Rittenauer that gets the worst of that. I saw the 19 come sliding across the infield. I think he got to that. Peyton Howell got some of that. Jose Medina, he just guessed wrong. And now Medina's got a very badly damaged truck also. Well, Chris, that was unfortunate right there. Hated to see that. Thought we were going to get to the checkered flag.
Yeah, well, there is money on the line tonight, Sean, and we're getting close to the chopping block here with just 12 laps to go or so. So, going to turn up the wick a little bit, and the pressure's getting to some of these guys, it looks like. And for whatever reason, I said that sounding as unenthusiastic as possible.
Well, you know what? Listen, there is plenty to be enthusiastic about because they are giving away money. Folks, I don't know if I could stress this enough, but one of the drivers in this field that's completed at least 80% of the race is going to win $100 tonight on the iRacing Flea Market Facebook page. As soon as we're done with the broadcast, usually within about 10 minutes after we shut the doors here, they do that drawing live on the iRacing Flea Market Facebook page, a Facebook page that has over 12,000 members, folks, and a bunch of them watching this race right now and eagerly awaiting to find out who's going to win a hundo tonight.
Yeah, the only way to make $100 any easier is to install a skimmer on a local gas station pump.
Right, and poor Chris, a recent victim of fraud, folks. And if there's anything we could say to you, especially during this time of year, during the holidays, keep track of your bank account and what's going on with your activity there, and don't let anybody do any funny stuff with your finances there. It's a pretty serious thing. So,
yeah, identity theft is not a joke, Jim.
Yeah, no, it's not. All right, here we go. So back to predictions. We've got 11 laps to go as they come across the line here. I think the lights will go off. I think we'll be back to green here with 9 to go. Really doesn't change the strategy for Smith or Bothwell or anybody chasing those two. I think you're done with cautions, or not done with cautions, but you're done with coming into the pits at this point. There's nothing more that can be gained by going there. I think the important thing here is because we don't have a lot of angry laps on these tires, it's going to be they're going to have to be careful on this restart, aren't they, Chris?
Oh, for sure. With the tires cooling off and heating up and cooling off again, and then not very many laps on them either. When they go to put the hammer down, there could be a little more buildup than they expect. Maybe not as much adhesion as they would like.
Yeah, I'm gonna look for some squirrely trucks here on the restart. Guys are really gonna have to be on point.
I think another thing to really watch out for is that turn 4 before the tires really get up to temperature. It's been the biggest issue we've had all night.
It has. It's been calamity corner over there tonight. We've seen a lot of trouble with trucks getting off of 4, getting into the tri-oval. I'm looking for the lights to go out here. It's time to get back to racing, folks. And they're out. So everybody going to double back up here. We can't stress enough about the job these drivers up front have done. Bothwell up 29 spots. McCullough up 31 spots. Matt Lee is driven up from just inside the top 20. You got Travis Rucker back there, who's up 22 spots himself.
It's really been a great race as far as the passing has gone, even though the guy on the point right now is the guy that started on the pole. So much passing and so much great racing we've had in between, a few cautions, but nonetheless, it's been a great night for racing.
Really has. Happy to have you here beside me tonight, Chris.
Happy to be here, Sean.
All right, Aaron Smith gonna try and take this one to the checkers if he can. I don't think he's very interested in sitting through another caution. We're gonna see. Pace car gets ready to roll off. It is Smith, keeps him waiting. Bothwell up there, he's waiting. We're all waiting. Smith's not waiting anymore. He's gone. Hopefully one last time here for the green flag. Kenneth McCullough gets a great start. He's all over the bumper there, Aaron Smith.
Yeah, McCullough did an awesome job anticipating that start. He's going to look to the inside off a turn 2, Sean.
He certainly is. He's going to get a little bit of help from behind, and he's going to slot back in. Going to wait here to make that move. 8 to go at the line. Oh, no, he's loose. McCullough is loose, and he hangs on to it. Oh, no, and the 38, there goes the 38. Tyler. Dave Hendricks is loose into the wall, takes Tyler Pluff with him, and the caution's back out. Wow. Chris, you called it. Trouble off of 4. They can't hang on to it. They cannot hang on to it coming off of 4.
It's definitely been tough over there. Looked like Davey Hendricks just got away from him there. I think maybe he might have been checking up with some of the issues up ahead, but even then, he just got away and took a header into the wall.
Well, Pluff's going to need a little more time to pay off that bill. And
he's probably going to have to buy a lot more tools.
Yeah, they're going to need more tools, definitely. I can tell you exactly where. Now, my grandfather passed a very, very long time ago. God rest his soul. But I can tell you where one of his last snap-on tools is at right now as we speak. I know whose garage is sitting in. I know what drawer it's in, and it's a 9mm open-end, box-end wrench. And my grandfather probably acquired that from Snap-on sometime in the mid to early 70s, but that wrench still lives on in Riverhead, New York. So being used on cars from a small shop there in Riverhead.
Yeah, my grandpa was a Craftsman guy. I think we still have a bunch of Craftsman tools back when they still had that lifetime warranty. Back when Sears was still alive.
Who? What's that?
Exactly.
Oh, they used to have a catalog. We used to get it when we were kids. Christmas.
That's where we used to go to get our family portraits shot.
If you're from Texas, you went to Montgomery Ward's. Montgomery Ward's, very, very familiar. You stepped inside it. Sears was right around the corner from it. It was like walking into the same place. It just different color and different branding.
That's the funny thing too, is it doesn't matter what city you were in, there was always a Montgomery Ward adjacent to a Sears.
Right. And they all sold the same thing. It was like, what's going on here?
Right? You could get
Oh,
new shoes, a pair of pants, and a lawnmower all at the same place. Back before the Walmarts of the world existed. I feel like I'm
oh.
sounding very angry old man for somebody that's not even
You
in their
are.
30s
You
yet.
are a very angry old man. I almost I didn't get a harumph out of you. Uh,
Back in my day,
well, all right. So here we are, 5 laps to go. Now we're gonna get restarted um, here before the green white checker comes into play. So those haven't been used yet. Those don't come into play until we get down towards near the end of the race, which we are at now. But I think the lights will probably go out next time here, and we'll restart with 3 to go. So any additional cautions after this will, in fact, bring that green white checker into play. And remember, we'll get 2 of those, 2 opportunities for a green white checker. We don't have to worry about time. That's not a consideration here tonight. We will get these 100 laps or 100 laps plus in. And it's been all Aaron Smith tonight, the Carolina driver, sporting that 6,300 plus I rating. Which, Chris, I don't know if you knew this or not, but they just don't really give those out. You really got to work a little bit to achieve somewhere north of 6,000. So
that does explain why mine's still in the single digits.
I believe the Finns call that the Mendoza line, actually 6,000 I rating. So
How's that in relation to the 36th parallel?
none. Now listen, I would be remiss if I didn't mention this because our director and producer and all that is right in the world, Amjad Yaman, has gone a little bit deeper and found out for us that William Harold Nellis was in fact a United States fighter pilot who flew 70 World War II combat missions. Folks, if you've never been shot at with live rounds, 70 World War II combat missions. He was shot down 3 times until the last one, which actually took his life. But on April 30th, 1950, Las Vegas Air Force Base in Nevada was renamed the Nellis Air Force Base. And that closes the story on William Harold Nellis and the Nellis backstretch here in Las Vegas, Nevada. It's time to go back to racing. Aaron Smith, Matthew Lee, got to get us going. Brad Bothwell, Andrew Melvin, Kenneth McCullough, Travis Rucker all look for their shot to get into this. Rucker has been in all kinds of stuff tonight, and we'll just leave it at stuff. Maybe not all his fault, but golly, Rucker and a win here seems impossible, but maybe not. He is in a good spot down there on the inside. 3rd truck back. Aaron Smith waits for the green flag. It's out. We're away. He blinks. Everybody else gets on the hammer. Smith ignores it, keeps going, going to take it down to 1. He's going to have the lead. Matthew Lee's going to drop down right in front of Brad Bothwell, take that position from him. Here they go, down that Nellis backstretch, down to turn 3.
I don't know if Matthew Lee was clear, but he made himself clear there as he drove down to the bottom.
He's clear enough. He's clear enough. And now he looks for a chance to take the win away from Aaron Smith with 2 to go.
As we all hold our breath through turns 4.
Holding our breath. Absolutely. The FEG PC and iRacing Flea Market Winter Truck Series is coming to the last lap. Aaron Smith hanging on. Brad Bothwell about to lose his 3rd spot to Andrew Melvin. Bothwell was horrible off of turn 2, and now he's going to pay for it. Melvin's going to get to the inside. Melvin's going to take the spot for Bothwell. Smith going to come across the line. He's going to be your leader with 1 to go. They're scrambling behind him. Matthew Lee's got nothing for him. Melvin in front of Bothwell, McCullough, Rucker, Clint Cox. Complete your top 7. Aaron Smith makes it look easy going into 3. He's led it all night, folks. Was out of the lead very briefly for a pit stop. He's going to come out of 4. That checkered flag is in the air, and it belongs to Aaron Smith. Matthew Lee, Melvin at the line. And we got Big Junk out of Ford across the start-finish line. Guys spinning all over the place. Let's get the replay here at the line, see where some of this madness started. There's Clint Cox. Cox gets into the 03 as they came off of turn 4. That sent them all spinning, and then they come back together just past the start-finish line there in the infield. It started with them, it ended with them in the infield, but this race is over. Aaron Smith is your winner. Out there enjoying himself. The Carolina driver does it. It was almost flag to flag for him, but what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with the results here. The FEG PC iRacing Flea Market Winter Truck Series here on the Global Sim Racing channel. Don't go away. We'll be right back. Welcome back on the Global Sim Racing channel. Race fans, you just watched the FEG PC iRacing Flea Market Winter Truck Series here at Las Vegas. What a race. 100 laps in the books that saw Aaron Smith go flag to flag in this one. He is your winner. Matt Lee could have finished second tonight. Andrew Melvin third. Brad Bothwell comes up an amazing 27 spots to finish fourth. Travis Rucker had a pretty impressive race behind him to finish fifth. He came up 23 spots, and then it's Clint Cox. He'll finish sixth. Not an altogether bad night. He had some trouble. He did weather the storm, though. Seventh, going to go to Jeffrey Bradkey. A great finish for him, considering the trouble he had very early on in this race. Ken McCullough. That is a big, big finish for him in eighth. Jim Westerfield, ninth and 10th. Going to go to Davey Hendricks.
Matt Quick and the Grumpy Cat Special was just outside of the top 10 with Josh Caudill coming home 12th. Lucky number 13 was William Rucker, and then Eli Warren in 14th. Our last driver finishing on the lead lap was Steve McGaffey, and then first driver one lap down was Peyton D. Howell. Tyler Pluff made it home in 17th, couple laps down, with Julia McLean, Raymond Rittenauer, and Ray Jackson completing the top 20.
All right, Chris. Then we go to down 21st. Going to be Jose Medina, and we made it through the evening without any tone loc jokes. All right. Jim Ott will finish 22nd, 23rd for David Santini. Kevin Sargent, 24th. Troy Cook in at number 21 will finish 25th. Tim, I've thrown my ticket away. He finished 26th tonight. Dylan Altum, 27th for him. John Jenkins, 28th. Gregory Brandenburg going to finish 29th, and 30th going to go to Tobias Eckenberg there, Chris.
Completing out the field is going to be Chad Ross in 31st, Braden Johnson 32nd. Jared Ix, after being right towards the front there for a good portion of the race, ends up 53 laps shy of the finish line. Then we have James Simmons, Jeffrey Smith, Jason Ayerson, Josh Bondwell, Mark Wilson, Robert Vormwald, Ricky Howell Jr., and Jade Bell will complete the field.
All right, and a great field it was, but at the top of it, it was this guy named Aaron Smith, a Carolina driver who talked about sporting an I rating of just north of 6,300. Aaron, it doesn't take that kind of an I rating to win a race, but it sure helps. I'm going to just ask you right out of the box. Everybody struggled with it. I'm sure maybe you had your own struggles. What about the tire model? How did that hold up on that 40-lap run?
It felt pretty good, to be honest with you. We were pushing it pretty hard in that first run with Jared and the 81 car up there, and we were pushing it pretty far. We were kicking the back ends out and flying around the track, having ourselves a pretty good race. But overall, it didn't wear all that badly. The right front was pretty good. It was in the 80s, if I recall correctly. And the left rear was taking a pretty good beating, as well as the right rear. But yeah, it felt pretty good.
Well, Aaron, Chris and I have officially decided on mellow yellow when we refer to you now at this point going forward. So mellow yellow win for you. So you got to be pretty excited about that. You're going to go home with $75. That's
pretty nice.
not too shabby. Yeah, that's not too shabby. Everybody could use a little extra money this time of year, right?
Right, of course. Got Christmas coming up.
Have you spent it yet?
Nah, not yet. I'll think about it.
All right. Anybody you'd like to thank, Aaron?
I wanted to thank y'all for broadcasting and everyone at FEG for putting this league on, and everybody for watching, and all the drivers in the race for racing pretty hard tonight. It was pretty interesting.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, Aaron. Hey, thanks for joining us. We'll catch you next week, buddy, and hopefully you can get yourself back here on the podium in Dover.
All righty. Thank you.
All right, Chris, that was Aaron Smith, our winner. You have caught up with Mr. Lee here. Talk to him about his race. Big night for Matt Lee.
Yeah, our runner-up tonight, Matt Lee in the 04. Well, Matt, it was a pretty definitive move you made there towards the end when you kind of slammed the door right in third place's face to get clear down to the inside and looked like you were a man on a mission. Tell us about that last little run you had.
Yeah, I knew that outside from earlier starts was not a place to be. Yeah, it's pretty tough to get grip early on in the run, and them cool tires. So I knew my best chip place was on the inside, and I was hoping Aaron might slip up a little bit, be able to get under him. But he's fast.
Now it looked like a lot of drivers struggled with the tire change today, and looks like you were able to nurse at home in a pretty good spot. So what's your opinion on how the new tire mapping is going?
It's completely different, that's for sure. You really just got to take it really easy the first 5 laps of a run or so. Figure get the heat in the tires, and after that you can race pretty good. I was surprised when we had that long run there. I was still maintaining a really good pace. That's why I tried staying out there when we got the green flag stops. I had just pitted, so it made it able to trap a lot of guys lap down.
Now, anyone you want to thank that helped make your run possible tonight?
Well, as always, got to thank my wife, and I got to thank Jeff for putting this on. He does a great job.
All right, well, that is our runner-up, Matthew Lee, coming home in the second spot tonight.
All right, and now we've caught up with Andrew Melvin, the Midwest driver. Finishes tonight in third. Andrew, I'm going to come right out of the box and ask you, where are you from, buddy?
I'm from Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Vikings country up there. Okay, all right. got a pretty good football team up there this year. Not
right.
bad. All right, now let's get to racing. That was a tough one tonight. A lot of fun out there. It looked like for you guys.
Oh yeah, it was a blast. The new tire model really brought something new to the track tonight, and I had a blast. I thought it was a really good, a good driving truck.
Okay, talk to us about the new tire model real quick. When was it bad? When was it good?
It's bad. First 4 laps you get loose. It's easy to predict once you get used to it, but you're still, on edge those 4 laps. But after that, it kind of comes in 10 laps in, you're able to turn your fastest laps.
Well, most of those laps look pretty fast for you tonight. You stayed out of trouble for the most part. What was probably the scariest moment of the race for you?
Late in that race when the 0-3 got on the apron and he kind of came back up, that made me nervous. Yeah. I thought that was the end of my night, but made it through and was able to come back to a 3rd place finish. I think if I had, another lap or two, I definitely would have had 2nd, but I had nothing for the 70 car tonight.
All right. How close was Lee to taking the nose off of your truck there on that last restart?
He wasn't too bad. It was
too bad.
No, okay. I mean it was racing, right? Like you gotta. It's all take, no give at that point.
Right. Well, you handled it just fine, and you come home with a 3rd place finish. And who knows? Maybe you win $100 here in a few minutes.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Christmas is right around the corner.
Yeah, I bet it would. Anybody you'd like to thank, Andrew?
Yeah, just want to give a shout out to you guys for putting on a great broadcast every week for us, and Jeffrey Ford for putting on the league. It's definitely a fun one to race in, and my guys over at EMP Racing, we put some time in to get it down for the new tire model, and looks like we succeeded.
Yeah, it paid off in spades for you here at Vegas, buddy. Congratulations. We'll see you next week in Dover.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
All right. That is Andrew Melvin, Chris Fobby. Thanks, buddy. A lot of fun here tonight in Vegas. Listen, we got to remind everybody here real quick, couple things, all right? One, you need to get over to that iRacing Flea Market Facebook page right now. They're going to be drawing for $100 random driver from this race tonight that completed at least 80% of the race. It's going to win 100, all right? Remember, subscribe to us here at GSRC because that's your best way to win some free merch. Yeah, we're giving away some free merchandise from our store. Well, where do you find our store at? Well, I'll tell you what, just in the description of the broadcast or listen to me now. GSRC.storeenvy.com is where you can check out the merchandise and maybe start thinking about what you would like to pick for yourself if you win in our drawing on December 21st. But again, we want to thank FEG PC for sponsoring the event, the iRacing Flea Market for also being part of that. And again, Chris, thank you. I want to thank the companies that provide the software and hardware for our broadcast. Those are coming up on your screen now. And there's one person we thank for this music that we have here on the network. That's June Lalonde. You want to get a hold of her, it's there on screen. That's how you find her and maybe arrange to get some of her music for yourself. I want to thank the team today, though. That's Chris and Amjad Yaman back there twisting and tweaking the dials for us. Dougie Beard at the cameras. If you'd like to find out more about GSRC, including upcoming races, well, you can find that on our website, globalsimracingchannel.com, or you know what, really, follow us on social media. That's where it's really happening. Twitter at GSR Channel, Facebook, Global Sim Racing Channel, Instagram, GSRC_Graham. The MySpace is officially closed. Unfortunately, we had to shut that down. Chris was abusing it. So if you'd like to support the channel, though, and check out our merchandise, you can do that again at our store, gsrc.storeenvy.com. We've put all that information in the description below. Hey, you want to race with the FEG PC guys? You could do that on Monday nights. Get a hold of them. Again, information below here for you. Subscribe to us, all right? Again, that's how you get free merch. Subscribe. The next race going to be Dover. Yeah, that's next week, Monday, December the 16th. and that will be at 8:30 Eastern. Check out the other races we've got listed on your screen now. Mark them down, put them on your calendar. But until next time, race clean, race hard, and we'll see you on the track.